Brought to you by Hulu. Time to have great original shows and movies. Time to have Hulu. Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to SJU Live, Monday morning. Let's get it. I'm here with Danielle. I'm here with Lon, the Honest Trailers crew, and we have a fun game for you today. One of us watched the Emmys. One of us watched clips, and one of us has not seen a single thing about it at all. And it's up to you, audience, to determine which of us is which as we do our Emmy recap episode. Big reactions to the Emmys all over this script. Let's start. Apparently, they were hosted by Cedric Entertainer. Oops, I outed myself as the guy who didn't watch any of it. And the first fan question here from Elizabeth G. Did you even watch the whole award show, and how many drinks did you need to get through it? Well, I admittedly forgot it was on, but I'll let you determine who of the other two has seen how much of the show. As we go on to let's start with the big winners. Wow, look at that. There's a TV on ahead. That's cool. Look at that. Dancing television.
What do you know? You can do anything these days, technology and whatnot.
So apparently The Crown won big. I think I watched this season of The Crown. It's always pretty good.
This is the one with Princess Diana.
I definitely saw that. Yeah. Lovely show. So sumptuous. The series about the British royal family amassed 11 awards, including all the technical ones. A perfectly placed doily award. Properly sourced wallpaper award.
They're threatening Downton's record in all these categories. Downton Abbey holding all the doily award records.
Stiff upper lip.
Most dreadful lack of couth. I really feel like they've got that locked up for decades.
Okay, I was about to make a very off-color Prince Andrew joke, but we'll save that for the after-hour show.
Wow.
So, but also in other British American news, Ted Lasso cleaned up. Jason Sudeikis, Brett Goldstein, and Hannah Waddingham. Hannah Waddingham. Oh, Hannah Waddingham. Yes. By Jove.
Winning an Emmy, you say?
An Emmy. So those are the two big ones that cleaned up. That took out all the acting categories, I guess. Except, Mayor of Easttown. I saw that too. A trio of acting statuettes for Kate Winslet, Julianne Nicholson, and Evan Peters. That was a great show.
But then Queen's Gambit took Best Limited Series. So Mayor did not get the top prize.
Yeah.
But got several acting ones. This is also notable. It's the first time Netflix has ever won in a show in a best series. So best comedy series or best drama series. This is the first ever Netflix win. And it's also the first ever Apple win, but they've had a lot less tries at it.
Also, chess, thanks you for making chess hot.
Briefly, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for
bringing sexy back to chess. I believe
bringing sexy back to chess was
that's the Scott Frank original.
Okay, yeah, we need a sexy Settlers of Catan limited series.
Oh, is that not The Witcher, or am I?
It's basically
it's basically The Witcher. Yeah.
Also, Hacks, another great show. Jean Smart won for Best Actress. One for directing and writing. So
please watch Hacks. Hacks is
my God. I think Hacks is maybe the best show of this whole past.
That's probably the best thing of this last year.
If there's just a show I enjoyed watching, I think that was my number one.
Seemed original as well performed, very well written, all good. Apparently Conan O'Brien was in general just kind of doing bits. Anyone enjoy Conan O'Brien's?
The one really memorable one was, when the Academy president or CEO gets up to do his speech. So Conan was going crazy, cheering and clapping, and then kept stood at the back of the room and saluted him throughout the entire speech. It was, from what I could tell, it was not the liveliest show. So I think everybody appreciated at least one guy in attendance just trying to make people laugh and keep everybody interested.
I can't.
Also,
go ahead.
I didn't notice this, but apparently people were saying that Conan's fly was open or something like that. Did I miss?
I know
this?
Andy Richter was making this
a joke.
I thought it was a joke.
I couldn't tell if it was a bit or if it was not a bit, because we've been to Emmys, and I will not mention names, where there was someone who had their fly open on stage. We'll talk about it after the show.
I think that's a good bit.
James Corden. I think we all know. I think we all know.
No, because if it was, then the fly would have sang.
It's because he keeps thrusting his pelvis into people's faces, and it pops open.
Oh God!
Well, you got to get loud. You got to get loud.
You got to get loud.
Okay, so now Michaela Cole, Michelle.
Mhm. Just an amazing speech, by the way. Just like really, talking about like the benefits of taking your time when you're writing, which I think is so many of us are on the rise and grind culture. I mean, it was mainly, honestly, her speech was like mostly for us dorky Black writers. That was what her speech was for. But it was great and it was inspirational. It's one of those things where it's going on my vision board, y'all.
I did like I May Destroy You. That was a good.
It's so good that it finally got some recognition. Yeah.
191 drafts of that show is how many she wrote.
Wow,
that's
a lot of. Well, was that like pre-production? Because in production, each draft gets a different color, and then you're into like taupe 9
colors that are not visible to the human eye. These drafts.
Yeah, we're getting into the spectrum. You have to wear those special glasses that colorblind people wear, like in case you want to see.
And this is for Netflix, right? That's a Netflix show, isn't it?
No, HBO.
HBO.
Oh, HBO. Okay, so they actually read the scripts before they make them.
It was a co-production. It's BBC in the UK, and it's HBO Max here in the States.
Because Netflix shows, they're like, I guess we'll do a second draft. Fine. Fine. All right. Last week tonight won all the Variety and Talk Awards, starting a healthy winning streak to rival Jon Stewart's Daily Show run. And
shout out to Adam Driver.
Look, I don't think it's super fair to put Last Week Tonight in the same category as nightly shows. It's just different to have to do a show a day or 4 days a week than doing one show a week. I don't know. I think they have an advantage there built into the schedule.
Well, you're able to do, which is why like I appreciate the way that their show does it with deeper dives rather than having to like, just doing like the thing of the week and trying to like crowd it all into one show. Because if you have the time to do a deeper dive, then like that's great, which I'm sure a lot of that work gets done when they're not actually on air. I do think they get a little bonus credit for pioneering this particular version of the format, which so many other shows are now kind of like. Jon Stewart's new show is going to be this kind of thing where it's deeper dives and it's once a week and it's single topic. And Hassan Minaj's show was like Patriot Act was that same kind of idea. Mm-hmm. So I think, they're probably getting a little bonus credit for being very influential. And then all the other shows they're competing against are not getting bonus credit for making more shows. Because the way that the voting works is you have to submit a clip anyway. So everybody's submitting the same amount of content and they're being judged on it, but they only have to make 1/5 of the amount that like the Daily Show has to make.
Yeah. I don't know.
Production wise, it's much closer to like a traditional late night show. Like, like Daily Show's production was closer to like Letterman and Leno just having to do those or Conan. Like it was like the in-between like what we think of as a late night show to like now what we have like the internet conscious deep dive type one.
Yeah. So pulling back overall, HBO won 9 of the Emmys, of the primetime Emmys, pushing it ahead of Disney Plus. Still behind Netflix in overall award season recognition because they make so many things.
A lot of disappointed WandaVision fans out there. They were shut out. Catherine Hahn was sort of expected maybe. But they won some creative arts Emmys, like the Agatha All Along team won for their music, but
those still count, gosh darn it.
Those still count. Those are Emmys. It's an Emmy-winning show. Nobody can take that away. But they did not win any of the big awards. I think we talked about when the nominations were first announced that actress in a limited series category that Kate Winslet won. The competition there was ridiculous because it was also Anya Taylor-Joy. I think it is Michaela Cole, right? That's how
it's Michaela. Yeah, that's how I've always said it.
It was Michaela Cole from I May Destroy You, and it was Elizabeth Olsen. Cynthia Erivo also for the Aretha Franklin show. But that's a crazy murderer's row of nominees.
And I think that we mentioned that. I'm sorry, I'm also looking at my notes. I took notes. I think we also mentioned that Michaela Cole is the first Black lady writer to get the best limited series.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So, she didn't get anything.
Watch I May Destroy You. Also, Underground Railroad from Amazon did not win anything, was also shut out. And it is heavy. I know. Listen, I get it. It's a lot. You don't have to binge it. I understand. it is incredible. And like, I really feel like people are not checking it out for whatever reason, and they should.
Well, let's move into snubs. Did Lovecraft Country get anything?
I don't believe so. And Kerry Washington gave a speech highlighting Michael K. Williams because he did not win. He was nominated for supporting actor for Lovecraft Country, but did not win.
Yeah.
Black Lady sketch show with like, I like SNL, but it feels like it's
This
like
past season was kind of.
I just like it.
Has
Black
never
Lady
been
sketch
funny.
show. It's funny.
No, I'm talking about
I like
SNL.
sketches of it.
SNL.
Oh yeah. No,
What about
I was talking
should-
about SNL. I think
Yeah.
Black Lady Sketch Show obviously should have won.
So
I
where's I
loved-
Think You Should Leave? Did it not make it
That-
this year?
It's never been nominated.
That's
Two
criminal.
seasons of I Think You Should Leave, and it's never been nominated in this category.
I want to point out because Robin Thede did something so funny when they lost. She did a bit,
Yeah, this
and
was
it
great.
was so funny. Like she did this bit where she's just like steaming mad, and Issa Rae tries, because Issa Rae's executive producer tries to like settle her down, and she like pushes Issa's hand away. It's so funny, and it's so like in line with that show.
I thought it read as because I saw this online last night, like just social media. But it seemed obviously like a joke, but it was like 50-50 the responses of people were like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anyone get that mad about losing an award. It's like, come on.
It was so obviously
it's
a
so
joke.
over the top. It's like,
Black women being cute was like a huge highlight of the thing. And especially like there are so many plus size Black writers and Black entertainers that were on this, just like watching the red carpet. So many great fat Black chicks in capes. Oh, it was amazing.
Big
We ever get nominated again? I'm wearing a cape.
Well, Nicole Byer also had like a really like adorable reaction to losing, where like they cut like and she was like, I don't know. Yeah.
Womp womp.
Anything else that like let's go back to like before they announced the nominations. We know what didn't win last night, but like anything that you thought was some of the best TV of the year that just wasn't even present.
God. So Rita Wilson rapped.
Oh, like was there a feature from Chet Hayes?
No, should have been.
That's a huge. Do you think Chet Hayes ghost wrote?
It was set to Just a Friend. I don't know. Man.
Was it in patois? Because if so, then it was probably a Chet
What was
Hayes
that?
joke.
Didn't someone send is there a clip of Tom Hanks rapping that you put in Slack? Who put that in
I
Slack?
certainly did. That was from
Dragnet.
Dragnet.
The whole family raps. It's
everyone except Colin, because Colin knows better.
That's the closing credit song from the Dragnet movie. Aykroyd and Hanks both rap in that.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing.
And there's a whole music video, which is they dance.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was very. I love that
City
movie.
of Crime.
I love that movie, but that whole part of it, of the project, was really ill-conceived. Good Lord Bird was the thing I always talk about from last year that I thought was like incredible, that got like almost no award recognition at all, and like performances were amazing, direction was amazing, the writing, like it was one of my favorite things of all last year. So I'm disappointed that didn't get more attention. And that was on Showtime, folks.
Yeah, the winners this year was pretty white, guys.
Well, after it was particularly glaring because it's like one of the most diverse crops of nominees ever. So they had all these amazing opportunities to recognize a more diverse group, and then they watched The Crown. Just like nothing else, apparently. I like The Crown, but I don't think it's like one of the 5 best shows. I just like it. I mean,
I will let you in on a little secret, as you both well know, of the Emmys, the voting audience is they don't watch everything.
No,
just like us,
not.
They don't
Clearly
watch
not.
all the shows, but they vote on them. So they probably vote for the ones that they've seen. And if you're old and white, you probably watch The Crown and then you fall asleep. And that's
fair enough.
A few snubs for me that just shows I've been enjoying that probably didn't get recognized. Girls 5 Eva, I think, is super funny.
It is really funny.
It's on
It did
Peacock.
win something, right? Who won for Girls 5 Eva?
Really? Oh,
I think so.
Did they?
Okay. That'd be cool.
Look, it's a long show.
Well, wait, no, I saw like a speech. Maybe it was backstage or something.
Yeah.
Writing, outstanding writing for a comedy series.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh no, they were
great.
just nominated.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. They did not win.
I thought so. Okay. Again, it's a long.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It did not win. It was just nominated. But I did love Girls 5 Out.
Yeah. What else was good this year? Desus and Mero. No talk show nod for them. Come on.
They're never gonna win, but I want it every year.
Yeah.
Let them host before they would like let them win.
I don't think they'll let them host.
Never let them host.
They will never let them host.
I don't think they would.
I would love
host that or win. No. I'll tell you a show I also really like.
Problematic light.
Servant on Apple TV Plus is another drama series that I think performance-wise, directing-wise, certainly in technical aspects, I would like to see get a little more recognition. And I feel like just not enough people are tuned into it and paying attention. I also think Evil, that CBS show that's now on Paramount Plus, it's silly, but it deserves a bigger audience. It's a lot of fun.
I'd also like to give a nod to Outlander for the show. That,
Horny Scots.
Yeah, for the Horny Scots show that has completely entranced my wife, and I've watched that secondhand and just hear a lot of, oh, I love you. Oh,
have you started from the beginning? Because that's been on for a long time now, right?
Yeah. She started from the beginning. I think it's on like season 3 now, and I'm like, secondhand. It seems like a good show. Very horny, very Scottish. So I'd like to give that its proper due.
It was on for a full like 3 or 4 years before I realized there was like a time travel element. Yes. Like I just thought it was about historic Scots in love, and then they're like, no, she's slipping through a portal in time.
Yes, she is.
What is this show? It's like, in the 80s, there used to be like Sword and Sando movies, and then halfway through, like Aliens Land, and it's like, we saw Star Wars, now there's robots.
It's very like Sliders, yeah. But it's weird because it's not like a woman from the present goes to the past. It's like a woman from the 40s goes to the 1850s. So it's like two different period pieces at the same time. It's just like two romance novels just collided and
just like got sewn together. Yeah.
See, it's just like there's only so much all white TV I can watch. Like I have a limit, and you know how much I like horny stuff.
Could it interest you if they go to Confederate Georgia and help some slaves?
Wow, absolutely not.
Wow.
But we'll see. Actually, you know what? Maybe.
They only make things
depends
worse.
On the storytelling.
It is. It's one of those shows that's good to watch because when like threatening, menacing British or Scottish people show up in like action movies or thrillers, like 8 times out of 10, it's like, oh, they're from Outlander. That's where I should have known.
Yeah, or in this case, it's like, oh, Game of Thrones. Like, oh, that's Edmure Tully.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You could do that if you watch Outlander. You're like, I know that guy.
Yeah. There's only so many people on that island. Anyways, Ryan, let us know in the chat if other people have big snubs or big fat Emmy thoughts, because I have run out. So let's move on.
Well, we can. The last one that we haven't talked about that the internet's all fired up about is Bo Burnham. That Bo Burnham lost out to a recording of Hamilton for Disney Plus, and I think a lot of what people are arguing is even when they made the recording of Hamilton for Disney Plus, they didn't even know if it was going to be for TV or for film. They were literally just recording Hamilton on stage. So how could it be the best TV show of the year if it wasn't even necessarily made with TV in mind? Whereas Inside was such a specific Netflix thing that was only possible in that medium.
This is apparently the same Academy or group of people who thought Rita Wilson rapping was a good idea. So they're going to love Hamilton.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a little ambitious to expect the Academy voters to be won over by Inside. Aim's a little younger maybe than their demo. Probably. But that a lot of people were talking about that and how disappointing it was that Bo Burnham didn't get his.
Yeah, I don't think the Instagram Girl song speaks to a lot of the Emmy. Emmy voters.
No, and I mean, if Jeff Bezos gets to vote on these awards, then of course he's going to use his sway against it.
Oh God, he probably is a member of the Academy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you guys for watching this show, this live awards show where we award you, the audience, with us. Our voices,
our insights.
You win every day. Slash Monday and Wednesday.
Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes reviews. Yeah,
sometimes reviews.
And allow us to just say you're welcome.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
AEIOU and sometimes why. Yes.
So hit the like and the subscribe and the bell, and we'll keep doing this thing. And speaking of which, let's answer some questions that have been rolling in. Adam Hulbert asks, with Predator skulls done filming. Ooh, that's a good title. How much do you hope it will be a standalone movie since Disney is involved? Well, I don't like that. I don't want Disney involved in Predator at all, but I guess it's a Fox property. So
we don't have a choice. They own it now.
Yeah.
The Predator just turned to the camera. It's a living.
Wasn't this the one that they were like, it's like the Revenant with Predator? And
Yes.
It's like very
Good,
wilderness.
good.
And
I mean,
yeah, like everything I've heard about it sounds cool.
Yeah, Predator
cool.
is a man or woman versus nature versus predator. Like that's the best Predator story.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
Predator and nature are both antagonists in this.
That was very like Spinal Tap. Like it's like man versus nature versus predator.
Yeah, that's one thing where I don't.
Classic story.
I think lore only makes Predator worse, as we found out.
I have to say I disagree, but only in terms of the film Predator 2, which I think was unfairly maligned in its day. That does a really good job of like expanding our concept of how predators work. Every time since then, they fumbled the ball trying to expand the mythology.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need too much of a backdrop because we inherently understand like they like to hunt us for sport. There's my lore.
Pretty cut and dry. Yeah.
I get it. They want to collect the skulls for trophies. It's a bunch of Eric Trumps out there trying to add to their skull collection of shooting us.
The most dangerous game.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not in a pen. They're taking some risk,
we're basically in a pen. Like we, what do we have? Logs and sticks, and they have like
it's not like a
laser
Cheney turkey
and invisibility.
You can run around a whole jungle.
So yeah, I hope it's a standalone movie. You can have little nods and Easter eggs and stuff like that, but we don't need lore. We need someone crawling through a jungle being hunted by a predator. That's it.
I definitely think the wrong way to go was the Shane Black one they just did, where it was so clearly trying to like set up future installments. Like, definitely don't do that. Like, if it leads into another movie, great. But I don't think we need to do a ton of Predator world building here. Nope. They're one-off adventures. It's this person now has to face a predator.
And also this set up to fail a little bit because what's great about the Predator was the surprise and the reveal of the Predator. Sure. And like, I've never seen something like this before. And it was so literally cloaked in mystery until it finally starts showing up. Like, we all know what a predator looks like by now. We've seen them on Halloween for the last 20 years. Like, we get it. Yeah. They got the fangs and the fishnet stockings. Like,
we literally dress babies up as predators.
Yeah, you don't get to do the fun of the first one where you spend a bunch of time pretending it's an action movie first.
Yeah, that's a shame. All right, the storyteller asks, favorite pudding? Favorite pudding?
Oh,
wait, are we talking just sweet puddings or sweet and or savory?
Favorite puddings are also allowed.
Then easily rice pudding and Yorkshire.
I love a banana pudding,
banana pudding
in the South where you get like the Nilla
wafer in there.
I make from scratch the best banana pudding you will ever put in your face. It's like a generations down recipe. I didn't even think of banana pudding because I'm so used to treating it like a casserole. Oh no, I will take hours making it. I make my own custard. Like, it is a whole Southern thing. Yeah. I have to make it for y'all sometime.
That sounds good.
That's like one of my favorite like foods. Like, not even just among the puddings.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I don't like pudding, but I like banana pudding and I like chocolate.
Oh my
pudding,
god! Like after like a barbecue meal, that like little cup of banana pudding is so good, so satisfying.
It's a texture thing though, like tapioca. It's like eating a bowl of snot. All right,
I don't mind it, but I like it.
Let's see. Ombre to California asks, with Olivia Colman halfway through an EGOT, how will she get her Grammy? I say rap album.
It'll probably be one of those things where she like narrates a book or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what it will probably be. I would love like HBO comedy half hour, like just like Olivia Colman.
Just her walking back and forth across the stage.
Yeah, just give me your best 10 minutes on
as we were talking before the show with a big pair of jeans on with her own face airbrushed.
Yeah.
Definitely
humping a stool, Def Jam style. Yeah.
I'm not saying I condone it, but I understand.
Humping the chair. Yeah. Yes.
You all know what I'm talking about.
All right, D.A. Baracus, back to like we're alternating film, TV, and food here. Had olive oil ice cream this weekend, which sounds gross, but was actually amazing. Tasted like cake frosting. What have you eaten that sounds disgusting, but is actually good?
I had escargot for the first time recently. It slaps. It was really good. Like, I get it. It's like a weird, it's weird to order because you think of it as this like fancy, like super expensive food, but it's not. Like, really. You can get it at happy hour.
Get them off the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it at happy hour. It was actually really delicious. I was very surprised.
I went to a restaurant in Silver Lake called All Day Baby pretty recently. That's really very good if you live in the area. And one of the things that we ordered, you get a bunch of stuff for the table. And one of the things we got was a pork relais, which is a French dish where it's like a very, very slowly cooked pork to the point that it becomes basically a spread, but not quite pate, like thicker than pate, almost like the consistency of canned tuna fish. And then you get mustard with it and then bread. And it does not sound great. It's like pork that's served in a jar, which your immediate reaction is like, what is this texture going to be like? But you spread it on the bread and you eat it with a little bit of mustard, and it's very smoky and it's very rich, and you get that very strong pork flavor. And it's like a pulled pork sandwich, but like the essence of a pulled pork sandwich. It was amazing.
Sounds great.
It was amazing.
I had like a blue cheese ice cream that was actually pretty good. Trying to think of like things that it's not so much things that sound gross.
I don't really love the savory ice cream movement. Like, I'm not as into it. Like I've had some that are fine. Like, I'm not saying they're all terrible, but like in LA now, it's so overwhelmed with like charcoal and rose water ice cream. It's like
egg and bacon ice cream.
Like, it's just like, you know what? Like coffee, strawberry, vanilla. Like we've already locked down the best flavors. You're not improving on anything.
Yeah.
Candy corn ice cream. Like, get out of here.
Well, that's just for heretics.
Just stop it.
Crazy. But no, I don't know if I've eaten a lot of stuff that sounds gross, but I eat a lot of stuff that looks gross, but is actually delicious. Speaking of Southern food, like biscuits and gravy looks like a dog threw up on a plate, but it's delicious.
So good. Oh my God.
So good.
Yeah.
Also, I tried squid ink pasta for the first time like this year, like those,
that could be pretty good. Yeah.
It did not sound like a thing that would appeal to me, but it's really good.
Oh, and sea urchin. I love uni. Throw uni on anything for me.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. All right, Reynard City Update Channel. We'll wrap up with this, and I think I briefly touched on it with the Settlers of Catan game. But what board game should get the Queen's Gambit treatment? Like, what should we do? A prestige series about a prodigy in Pokemon, the trading card.
I mean, I think it's naturally funnier to go like with the more juvenile the game. So Shoots and Ladders or Candyland. Like that's where my head goes at first.
Ryan says Yu-Gi-Oh, but that's the show Yu-Gi-Oh.
I do also think Parcheesi, but they're all being very, because it's the Game of Kings. You remember that one, Parcheesi?
Yes. Uno would be a great one.
Yeah,
I reverse on you, good sir.
Yeah,
I want to. This also stars Anna Taylor-Joy, and it's Flip Cup. It's just, she's just super good at Flip Cup.
Yeah.
And goes to Florida State and like runs the table against the frat.
Like I could almost like the Broken Lizard version is cornhole. Like because there really is like a cornhole league, so you could totally do a straight up parody of Queen's Gambit in the world of the professional cornhole circuit.
They already did one of my, I truly believe it's an underrated comedy, Beer Fest, which I do think is funnier than people give it credit for. All right, it's a pretty light show, but you know what? Sometimes there's light news. We had the Emmys. None of them. Lon watched a little bit, and Danielle watched it all. So
I watched the highlights.
Between the three of us, all of you in the audience have a representative on screen, and that's what we're all about is representation. So thank you for watching.
As you can tell from this lineup, all about that representation, folks.
I'm a threefer.
Yeah, and Lon has a beard, and I don't. So we've got our faces covered.
Yeah. So, only two Jews.
So thank you for watching. We'll be back later at some point to talk about something, and that we can promise. Bye-bye.
This episode was brought to you by Hulu.